Oh my goodness, only one down and already so much excitement. What on earth was happening there? Everybody thought the YouTubers would do well, and here they go. Already at the first hurdle, we see one stumble out. Let's have a quick look at the bracket of what's gone on right now. We did, of course, see Alvaro get bested there by Clyde in some real strength away, and we know what's coming up. We know what we're looking for, which is our next setup, which will be Clash with Ash versus that great player that everybody's been buzzing about, TMD Yao Yao. That's coming up right here in a second. But of course, having all these YouTubers here means one thing. It means we get to ask them to tell us all sorts of goodies about Clash Royale right for you, all these videos. So what we're going to do from Chief Pat, when he comes up later, we're going to look at a video from him. So for now, Chief Pat, take it away.
So the most annoying card to me has to be the Miner. I just hate the Miner over and over again, beating down my towers, taking out my elixir collectors, taking out my princess. The Miner is just, feels like it's too good sometimes, and yeah, it's never fun to play against.
He has bravely battled his way from Woodbury, Michigan to compete head-to-head with Chief Pat. We hope your free spell still works here in Los Angeles. Gray! Veteran Clasher and Supercell's first son. He came in search of free gems and found himself drawn in by the call of the cup. You all know him. You all love him. The Chief of Chiefs, Chief Pat.
Well, there they stand, ladies and gentlemen. The last tweaks being done to their systems, getting them ready to go. Guys, can we hear? Who's going to think Chief Pat takes it? What about our contender, Gray? Come on, make some noise for Gray! Yes, indeed. I know where my bet's lying. I'm not going to tell you till it's done, but I can guarantee it'll be a good one. We've already seen one YouTuber go out. Here we've got another two standing ready. But of course, in order to do that, it's time to pass over to the lovely Kelly Link.
Thank you once again, Sean and everyone. We got Chief Pat versus Gray. Now, when I asked earlier today, what YouTuber do you think was going to make it all the way to the end, you said Chief Pat.
I have high hopes for Pat. I mean, he did really well in the original tournament. He just barely missed the cut in the big Helsinki tournament that was won by Jason. Ash made it, but I think that Pat's been practicing pretty hard, and he's got some things in store.
A comment that you made that he's never lost a friendly battle?
At the time when he was live streaming, he offered to put anybody that could beat him in a friendly battle permanently on his overlay, and at that point, nobody had ever beaten him.
I'll tell you, I played him a few times. I've never won once.
I've never beaten him either.
Well, this is going to be a really exciting game, guys. I believe the game is getting underway very soon. It is, again, Chief Pat versus Gray, the second set of the round of 16.
All right.
Let's see how your son does.
Keep that trophy in the family. All right. So there we go. Chief Pat in blue. He is at the bottom of the screen. And then Too Strong is going to be Gray. And I can't wait to see what Chief Pat's bringing here. Princess right away, right at the river.
Yeah.
From Gray.
That's more of an ambitious start right there, rather than putting in the very bad to start
I think he was just hoping for maybe some quick chip damage, but Chief Pat had the tombstone down already, and that made sure the Princess didn't touch that tower.
Mega Minion is not going to get a chance to get through.
Goblin barrel.
Goblin.
He's got the Goblin barrel. Pat is going to, well, pretty well controlled between the tower and the Mega Minion. And
I feel like he answered it pretty well.
Skeleton Army, Pat's least favorite card is on the scene. The Miner is on that tower, chipping away. The Tombstone prevents any more damage from those last two skeletons.
He's active right away, and he's got his Miner on his end over there chipping out. And the Mega Minion does get through.
A bit of a, I don't know, was that misdirection? Pat talking about how much he hated the Miner, and then he drops the Miner himself.
Talk about contradicting yourself there.
I'm telling you. Princess working away, cross lane defending. And, all right. The Ice Wizard going to take the Princess out. Tombstone still draining. And another Goblin Barrel coming down the right-hand side. And
it looks like he's not going to be able to answer it quick enough. It's going to get some damage right there.
That is a lot of damage. But Pat's done. Look at the left tower. Pat really grinding down under 1,200 on that tower. So he is in the lead in there.
And we have a lot of hounds to start it off here.
Yep, so Miner coming on Pat's right tower, but Pat's got that Lava Hound. It's going to have to be dealt with. That is a tough combination. That Hound gets down there and Pat manages to drop a miner when the Hound is breaking into Fire Spirits. That's going to be tough. Lava Pups, rather.
Let's see how Gray goes ahead. He goes ahead and compensates with that Inferno Tower to stop the Lava Hound.
Yep, and that's going to throw things off. The Lava Hound never going to get there. The tower's going to have time to work on the Lava Pups. And the last pup is going to fall without any of them getting to that tower. Another barrel. Could be some more chip damage.
And that's going to be taking everything out. It looks like something happened on Chief Pat's side here. He's not been able to drop anything.
No, Pat's experiencing technical difficulties. I can see something's going on there. He's stuck at full elixir.
It seems like he's not able to drop anything right now.
Nope, nope. All right. All right, so it looks like maybe they're going to
I believe they're going to do a restart.
Yeah.
This
That's right.
This is going to probably have to be a rematch here.
Well, it's like working with kids and animals, right? Something bad's going to happen. It's the same thing with iPads.
Exactly. You never know for sure.
You never
Sometimes
know.
Connections, and I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's rough, and it's never a fun time when someone DCs, right? Because you don't know really how that game was going to play out and what's going to happen next. Because although a lot of this is about strategy and how good the player is, a good portion of it is also luck.
Yeah. It can be. It can be.
Well, look, now they kind of know what they're expecting at this time, so this is going to be a little bit more. They're definitely on their feet now on what to be expected.
All right. Well, I think we're actually going to get into the game, guys. Oh, wait, no. 1 second, everyone.
All right.
It's just so much action and so much excitement, and everything's breaking.
I'm still perplexed by Pat's use of the miner after we just saw that video clip with him trash talking the
Just
miner.
because you hate something doesn't mean you can't use it yourself.
Well, what is it called? If you hate it, you just join it yourself?
Exactly.
When you hate it, embrace it.
Embrace it. Okay,
Yes,
that's what it
yes.
is.
And I think
that's what
that's
he did.
exactly what Pat's doing.
Okay, okay.
So, out of that game, what do you think Pat, because it looked like Pat was losing, but obviously that could have been on his iPad side.
I feel like he was going to bring it back, though, regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw that last Goblin Barrel go down and there wasn't a zap spell to answer, I figured something had to be wrong there.
Do you think we're going to see another princess play it out really aggressively?
Well, you know, I would say yes, but then no, just because, as you were saying, Don, he dropped it so he would be able to get himself maybe just a little bit of chip damage, right? But Chief Pat's got the tombstone. Go ahead and stop it from being able to get anything.
Right, so much hinges upon that starting hand. Pat had that tombstone down already, so the princess never had a chance.
We see our YouTubers right there. Yarn holding up the sad king.
Lots of crying faces.
Lots of crying faces. Well, I know that everyone wants to get back into the action, guys, because we are here at the round of 16. One YouTuber, Alvaro, is out, and we are now on to the second set, which is Chief Pat versus Gray. Oh, and we are ready now, guys, to get back into that game. The second set, it is Chief Pat versus Gray. Let's get right to it.
All right, so this might change the complexion just a little bit. Both of these players having a better idea of what is in the deck. And yeah, I
Both
really
giving
like to see
each other
the
good
strategy
luck
with
here.
Miners. Miners on both sides. We'll see if it switches around. There's that
starting
Goblin
it off.
Barrel once again. So what I would expect is that Pat has that zap spell, and he's going to know now that the Goblin Barrel is there the rest of this battle. And that sometimes is one of those key cards that the first time you play it, that's when you're going to get the most damage when your opponent's not prepared to counter.
No, I agree. I feel like Chief Pat's going to be going ahead and keeping that zap all the time in his cycle, being prepared for that Barrel of Goblin to come through.
Exactly. And Pat going with the Lava Hound early.
Tries to.
Oh, there it is. All right, so the Inferno Tower goes down, working on that Lava Hound. The Inferno Tower is going to fall, though, and
The pups are going to get a little bit, but the princess is going to go ahead and take out all of it.
Cross lane protection works out pretty well. The princess damaged, but she was still alive. Another Goblin Barrel.
Let's see, he's going to have a zap ready for that. It looks like the minion's going to have to be the answer.
Yeah, but that tower is getting ground down. Again, just chip damage, under 1,500 left on Pat's left tower.
Let's see here. We got the princess not allowing anything to get through here, but that Ice Wizard is going to be chipping away slowly.
Yeah, check her out, going both lanes, defending the left lane, turning, defending the right lane against the Ice Wizard, and back again on the left lane.
Yeah, the Tombstone's keeping it busy. Let's see. We are probably going to be expecting a very big push here.
Yeah, there's the Lava Hound once again. Miner coming down at the same time. And the Mega Minion's going to work on that Miner, and then there's the counter.
With the Fireball going ahead and taking that Mega
Yep,
Minion down
yep.
to almost no health whatsoever. I think that Princess is going to finish it off.
Yeah, the Princess is going to be locked onto the Lava Hound, but you can see her splash got rid of the Mega Minion as well.
It's he goes ahead and drops the Miner to stop the Princess right there.
Yep. Finally got that princess down. She got a lot of damage all over the place. Without a log, it's tough to stop that princess from just being massive on defense.
We're down to 52 seconds. It seems like Chipak can't get a good grasp of just getting a hit.
Goblin Barrel and
a
the miner
miner
simultaneously, and that is going
The
to be
tower
a
is gonna go
massive
down
amount
here
of
with
damage on that tower. That
The 33 HP with the princess coming and finishing it off.
The princess takes the tower down. It's so tough when you can't, when you don't have the log in your deck. You watch that princess, and it's just so hard. You hate to have to use the miner to stop her, and she got in there, and she was the final blow.
Pat's going to be go ahead and pushing on the opposite lane here. 22 seconds left. Once again, Barrel Goblin and Miner, and that's going to be getting some significant hits once again.
Yeah, that's tough. That really confounded Pat's strategy there. Both of those towers of Grays still with a lot of health. Final 10 seconds. And it's just a matter of letting the time run out.
It's not going to be able to be possible to finish out here with a win.
That was tough. Good game from Gray. That was well played. Both players.
Gray brings it in.
Solid game.
I mean, we saw Gray win there, and Chief Pat is down 1 game, but of course he can make it back in the next 2 games. What does he have to do differently?
I'd say to be able to expect the Barrel Goblin with the Miner. That right there was the problem. I feel cycling.
Right, you could see that Gray was waiting that whole battle for that one opportunity that he could have them both simultaneously arrive. You know, they were getting played one, then the other, and finally in that last minute you saw both, and that was just devastation.
I believe we actually have some replays from that last game, maybe the play
I
that
mean,
you
he
were just
definitely found
talking
that
about.
sweet spot just so he can get the most damage.
Exactly.
It was all about that timing right there for him. Other than that, every time it was a good stop on Pat's side.
Yep.
All right, here's the replay. I think.
Looking at the end of the battle, yeah, that was tough. It's anticipation again. You're looking at like Gray watching when the zap is up. Here we go, with about a minute left.
Now they both played Miner.
Yeah, that princess, and here it is. There it is, the exact same time they both pop up. Just about. Pat trying furiously to defend with the Ice Wizard, with a Tombstone, and with a Mega Minion, but there wasn't enough there. And the princess, man, see, she did get countered by the Miner, but maybe about 5 seconds too late.
Yeah, no, if Pat was able to cycle through a zap fast enough on that one, that would be completely stopped.
That's true, yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Pat isn't going to be changing his deck. That is going to be Gray. Now, what cards do you think he's going to get rid of?
Oh boy, that's a tough call. I mean, you know, if you're up 1-0 like that, do you change completely?
Yeah, it's going to be really
Depends
hard.
upon the
If I
player.
was in his position, you know, getting a good win like that, you wouldn't want to change just because you got it so locked down. I'm not too sure what he's going to change with it, but I feel like he's definitely going to stick with the Barrel Goblins.
Well, I think we're going to find out, guys, because Game 2 is ready to go in the second set. We're going to see if Chief Pat can maybe take a win off of the player Gray. The support from
Lots
the
of
audience.
support for both players out there. Love it.
Go into Game 2 here.
All right, so now we'll see whether Gray changes the deck completely or maybe just changes out the support cards a little bit, support units, only having to change 3 cards.
We have an Ice.
Yep, Ice Golem.
With the graveyard.
Graveyard Ice Golem on the left-hand side. And
Chief
the
Pat's using an Ice Wizard.
trying hard, but you can see that that's going to be at least 500-600 hit points off that tower right away. And the Ice Golem got there.
And the Archer's going to go ahead and finish out with a cherry on top with a couple more hits.
Yep, so we're down just about 1,000 hit points right away, first 45 seconds.
And Chief Pat's combo got completely zapped out.
That's tough. Yeah, that entire push down the right-hand lane got stopped by Gray. That was just mastery right there. That was a tough combination.
Yep, Gray has not been touched yet whatsoever. He played it very well on defense.
Gray dropping the thumbs up. Little psychological warfare maybe going on right there.
Trying to get inside the player's head.
Yep. But that's a combination that players, even the YouTubers were talking about earlier today, the Graveyard and Ice Golem.
Let's see, we're going to be going in getting a bowler in there.
Yep, so you've got the bowler working its way down. Pat again with the Lava Hound.
The Tombstone's going to go ahead and keep it busy.
Yep. It's the Ice Golem in front, so the bowler is going to peel off after that Tombstone, but there is
Once again
another
with the graveyard right there.
Yep. I love the look of that card. This time, though, the Minion's going to do a good job of stopping the Skeletons and not a lot of damage this time.
I'd say the Minions is a really good choice on his end right there to defend it, but he still gets hits with it.
Yep, that was chip damage, still maybe another 200 or so.
Let's see, your Chief Pat is going to be getting some hits with the Minions,
push
maybe.
looks good, though. That's a
He's
lot
looking
of units
good.
on
The Mega
tower.
Minion gets through.
Oh, this could be the whole
He's
tower
gonna
right
take
here.
the tower.
That's the whole tower. Oh, listen to the crowd. Everybody's so excited for Pat. Just right there, that tower just completely vaporized in about 5 seconds. You could see it coming.
Stand. That was a beautiful, beautiful play right there.
It's
52 seconds left here on the
clock. All about the
clock.
counter push. You could hear the crowd knew it. Even when those units were just about at the bridge, they knew that that tower was going to go down.
Yeah, no, that combo was very deadly and melted through in just a second.
Yep. Yep, Gray maybe overextending himself a bit on that last push. Only grabbed some chip damage, and Pat just
playing very
immediately wipes out
aggressively
that
on
tower.
the defense there.
Yep.
He is
so now it's
trying
just
to
a
let it
matter
get
of
through.
holding off. 30 seconds left. There's another graveyard. Pat's got to counter it with something, and that graveyard's going to be tough. There's the Ice Wizard. It's going to slow things down. Look at it attract all of the skeletons onto the Ice Wizard. Great counter right there. And
The tower is getting some hits right there, down to 560.
13, about 10 seconds left. And it's Gray only with a fireball is direct damage and the
Yeah,
zap.
with 6 seconds
Here
left,
it
this
comes.
graveyard's
I
not
don't
going
know
to be
if he's
able to do
time.
it.
Nope.
3.
The minion's going to stall.
With the fireball coming in to try to finish it
Not
off.
quite. Wow.
Wow.
A close game, guys.
Very close.
Chief Pat and Gray now 1-1. Now Chief Pat has to change his deck, and I'm going to ask you guys the same question. What is he going to change?
Oh my goodness,
What can
that's
he
exciting.
afford to get rid of?
Well, let's be honest, he has to expect the graveyard now.
Right.
And that right there, if he had more time, he could have easily taken him out.
Right, so we might see something like maybe the Skeleton Army that gets in there. That's a great counter, but Pat was doing a great job. The Ice Wizard, surprisingly effective getting in there, drawing all the skeletons in, and the minions, you know, a 3 elixir counter to the graveyard. Again, the graveyard was still getting that chip damage, but, you know,
Yeah,
it's
but it wasn't
exciting to
as
see
much as a
Pat come back.
commitment like a minion horde, so.
Oh,
it was a
absolutely,
very
yeah,
clean
Minion
play.
Horde is going to completely neutralize the graveyard, but then you're not talking about a positive elixir trade.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it looked like Gray actually had the lead there at the start of game 2, but it shifted over, especially with that push on the left side. What exactly transpired to allow that to happen?
Well, it was just a very aggressive combo that was not being able to answer.
One huge counter.
And that's all it takes.
Yep.
All right, well, maybe we'll see that one huge counter in the final game. Everyone, it is Chief Pat versus Gray, 1-1 right now, and we're going into game 3.
Love it. Go, Pat. All right.
See some bias here.
Here we go. Oh, you know, I mean, you know, fellow YouTubers, so keep it in the family. Pat with the rage right away.
Don't let Galadon down.
Pat with the Raging King. He's got that tombstone down again right away. It's a very versatile card, probably maybe one of the most popular cards we've seen all day.
Yep.
Was the tombstone.
Gray going here, compensating with his high school with the Mega Minion.
Yeah, lots of cheap, smaller units right here. Nothing, no big units.
We are seeing a dragon, though.
Pat brought the log this time, though. I like it. Pat's got the log. He's ready for that princess, although he's already dropped it down.
And once again, like
there's
we've
the
talked
graveyard.
about, the graveyard's back in.
The golem is in there, and the archer's going to do a good job. Look, the tower hasn't been touched. Right there.
Fireball going
Finally,
in
the
right there.
fireball goes down, but that graveyard did not do a thing to the tower.
Yeah, no, he definitely did very well in defending, and that Mega Minion's going to go in great,
Watch
taking out that
for this
bowler.
golem. This is trouble. Yeah, the Mega Minion, great support. It's going to
That
wipe out.
golem's
The
gonna be
golem's going to
making
get to the tower.
If unattended, that
man,
Mega Minion's
the
gonna get
golem's
through the
on tower.
dragon.
The Mega Minion's wiping out the archers.
The combination right there is gonna melt the
this
tower.
tower has no chance. Dragon, and that is just annihilation. Wow, once again, another single huge push from Pat and a tower early.
We still have a whole minute and 36 seconds left, and the tower is already out so aggressively and taking damage on the main.
Yeah, you're waiting to see if you saw some sort of defensive structure go down from Gray. There wasn't anything to pull that golem off path. Full size and even a lot of damage off the King's Tower.
Let's see here, Gray's going in and setting up his next push here with the bowler.
Yeah, so I would expect Pat to go pretty conservative from here on out. You see he's got the golem going down the right-hand side. Both of his towers are pretty close in hit points. So the golem probably going down the right because the bowler's coming down the right.
Yep.
Pat
Yeah, the
obviously
graveyard over here.
not trying to take another tower. He just wants to focus on defense.
If I was in Pat's situation, I'd be playing it very defensively. He's got this one in the great advantage. And we got
Smart
ourselves
play
a double
right
elixir.
there. Stop the graveyard. There's the Inferno Tower we didn't see earlier when that golem came in. That's going to stop that golem from getting to the tower. But again, Pat, with the golem, baby dragon, mega minion combo, that was so deadly that on that left tower.
And it looks like he's going to be getting through once again almost.
Another Another mid-drop golem, and this second tower is under a lot of
Such
pressure.
an aggressive start right there.
And the
right in
lightning
center, and
spell,
lightning as
Pat's
well.
last card, the lightning spell, and that, yeah, that's pretty much the game right there.
Gray's
Pat
giving
is
him the
just
good
adding,
game.
Yep, bit of insult to injury, final 30 seconds, and Pat has really dominated, and he's going to advance.
Yeah.
Pat's going to be our first YouTuber to go to the next round.
15 seconds left on the clock. I don't think Gray's gonna be able to make it back here.
Hashtag love the log. The graveyard's going to try, but you can see just the archers in there and the tower itself. It's
With
going to
the
see some
fireball.
damage, but not enough, and Pat is going to grab the win.
Yep, Chief Pat's gonna be taking this one for the second win right here for himself. Moving on.
Galadad, you must be
I'm proud.
pretty proud.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, those games were night and day. The difference between game 1 and game 2 and 3, Chief Pat seemed so different. It almost seemed like he was kind of luring Gray into a false sense of security.
Well, I think Pat maybe got caught a little bit off guard in that first game. That was something that he wasn't really expecting. You can see that Pat's style there really came through in the second and third game. One single huge counter push that just annihilates a tower in a matter of seconds.
No, absolutely. What we talked about, he definitely waited for that right moment, and he just made a push that was not. Just didn't have the answer for it, and the towers always got melted out.
Well, we're 2 sets in, everyone, and we have another one coming up. But first, let's head back down